Well, now let's talk about Fairy Quest a little bit, if that's okay. So these are 3 books that you've written, right? You're on your 3rd?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if we can see this or not. We might go to B-roll later for these, called The Outlaws. And you said this earlier. This is about like Little Red Riding Hood and Big Bad Wolf, and they're actually friends in this. And they live in Fablewood, is that correct?
Yeah, so Fablewood is this giant forest. In fact, if you look in the inside cover, there's this forest, and all of the stories that have ever been told live in this forest. So you've got like science fiction and fantasy, love stories, you've got all of this stuff. And
Dope.
right in the very middle is where the children's stories are.
Okay.
And so the idea behind it is that if you look at it from an adult level, it's about like how do friendships survive? And it's very topical now, right? Because people are so torn apart by like politics and gaslighting and stuff like that. But friendships and people should endure. So they're not supposed to be friends. They're the Red Riding Hood and the Wolf. But the way the premise is they do their job and then they all break for dinner and they go home. And when they go home, they can be whoever they like.
They can be whoever they like.
And then they come the next day to tell their story. But they're under review by these fascistic kind of people called the Think Police. It's kind of like 1984. And and so they're made to tell their story, and if they get it wrong, it says like keep your story straight, all that, and if they get it wrong, then they get their minds wiped and they have to just start all over again.
Start all over again.
And they find out about this, and they love each other very much.
It's nice. And she
so
rides him.
She rides him. Yeah.
It's so cool. I love it. And then, so the second one, what is this one called?
That one's Outcasts, I think. This is Outlaws, Outcasts.
So this is the one that you gifted me, by the way.
Yeah.
It was 2011, I think this is when this came out?
2012, I think, yeah.
2012.
So it's a
You
labour
signed
of
it to
love.
me.
It's taking a long time to do.
Is it?
Yeah, and this is the one where they start going out into, they're trying to get away and they realise that
They're getting outside of the woods.
yeah, so they run into Hans Christian Andersen, who is the person that knows everything. He's called the map maker. And he's
You're mine.
he's very much for their freedom of choice, their ability to do it. And yet the Think Police are very much against their freedom of choice.
Yeah.
And then in the third one,
Like where we are on Earth right now.
That's right,
so
exactly.
many ways it's twisted.
art imitates life.
Yeah.
And then in this one, they become self-aware and they cross over and they suddenly realize they're in the world of crime.
Oh.
And so now they become aware that Fablewood is all of the stories, and so they now
They had
have
no idea before.
Yeah, and now they follow the yellow brick road to freedom. And
Which
as
is the
they
yellow
follow
brick
the yellow brick road backwards, like they're trying to find a place called the real world that they've heard about from Peter Pan. And
This is so cool.
as they go backwards, the wolf becomes more feral and she becomes more like a little girl because they're losing their story. They're losing the piece that makes them the story characters.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're forgetting, it's sad again.
Everything I do is
I'm all,
painful.
my heart just bleeding. That's crazy.